Yeah.
Hi, this is Sean from the SMP Life, coming to bring you information about how to pick your whey protein, which is very, very important for your diet and your flexible eating and uh, just balancing out your protein, your macros, your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. And I've come up with 5 things to look for when you're looking to buy a whey protein product. The first thing that I look for since I've been researching this, is I look for which one is the most complete, meaning that which one has as many of the essential and non-essential, especially the essential amino acids. And those are amino acids that we have to have in our body to survive and to live, that we do not produce within our body. So that's what amino acids are. Basically, building blocks of proteins, which build most. Yes. So uh, a complex process, but yeah, a simple process. But we'll get into that further as we advance along into uh, the concepts of whey protein and what it does for our body and how we use it and what we use it for and those type things. Okay, back to point. Hence, like I told you, I use notes. My fibromyalgia, I wonder. So back on point. The second thing I'm looking for is the purity. How many different types of ingredients and additives and stuff like that that are in your whey protein product determines how pure it is. Of course, the least amount of things in your protein, the more pure it is. That doesn't necessarily mean it's any better or worse. Usually it's very expensive, so it tends to kind of, for most people, myself included, be a little on the expensive end for what I'm trying to do, which is lose weight and probably gain weight. And which comes to our next point, which is number 3 on our top 5 things to look for uh, when purchasing a whey protein product. So, price. I'm by no means rich, so I have to really, really consider what I can afford. And since there's 2 of us in the household and both of us use it, price is a very, very important thing to us. We don't want to compromise quality, but we also don't want to not be able to pay a bill. So that's how that goes. But, we try to make a educated compromise. In a minute, I'll tell you which protein powder we're using, and we will review it here this week, as a matter of fact. So keep that in mind. If you have any ideas, because we are looking for the best that we can have in order to accomplish our goals. I have more good news at the end of the video, or towards the end of the video. Make sure you click down below and subscribe and hit the ding ding button, and you can get all of these new concepts and ideas and little tidbits and information about the journey that we're taking in trying to lose weight. For myself, my goal is 100 pounds, and Paula is trying to build lean body mass without, necessarily becoming overweight. So whey protein is a very important thing for both sides of those. And again, as we advance along, you'll see more about that. So back on to our list of top 5 things to look for whey protein powder products is the availability. It does no good if you find the perfect protein powder, which I did at one point. I thought I had a very good one. Apparently it was, or it was just put out as a limit, and I didn't know. So now it's extremely expensive, and also hard to get. So meaning there's not very many out there. So they jack the price, which is okay. That's business. Not mad at you. But it makes it hard for me to get that, so hence we're on to the search of looking for another whey protein, and we're trying different ones. So we're going to review them and individually, and put those reviews out to you coming up as well in the next weeks. So keep an eye on those for those of you who are looking for a whey protein product as well. Come along on this little journey with us, and I do group them all together so you'll be able to find everything. So another big thing for us is flavor and taste. If it doesn't taste good, or the texture is not right, or we like to mix ours with milk and make a milkshake, type of milkshake. If you like to do those type things, then flavor is probably one of the necessities. It has to taste good. So along those same lines, if it tastes good, you're more apt to use it, and use it the way that you need to be using it. Like me, losing weight, I'm trying to consume as many proteins as possible to build lean mass, and cut carbs and fats to as minimum but as healthy as possible. So I'm still eating those. I don't cut them completely out, because you need those things for different processes within your body. So that's why we use the flexible diet and macro counting process with the idea of what our maximum intake for what we're trying, calorie intake for what we're trying to accomplish is, and we keep those things in account, and that's pretty much how we pick our meals. So flavor is very important, because a lot of times you don't get very many ingredients to make something taste good when you're trying to eat appropriate for your body and your body type. So you have to keep these things in mind. So a quick rundown of the top 5 things to look for when you're picking a whey protein product. So the first thing we talked about was look for the most complete whey protein powder that you can find. Has all 9 of the essential amino acids in it. Number 2, you want to make sure you find the purest whey protein that you can afford, meaning that it has least amount of additives and other ingredients and things in it that aren't necessarily necessary for what you're trying to do. So you want to take that in consideration too. Also, on that note, you also, if you're competing, or if you have goals to compete, or you just know that you want to be an athlete that adheres to the guidelines of the highest order of your sport or activity, that's how you train, then you also want to keep purity in mind, because you want to know exactly what ingredients are going into your body, and if there are any banned substance lists for your sport or activity, then I would encourage that you would definitely really look into that and those product labels that are on the product. The next thing that we talked about was price, finding the price point that is comfortable for you and your budget, as well as the best overall complete powdered whey protein powder that you can get for the money. So you want to kind of come to like a crossing point where your budget meets the quality, and go from there. And if you start at a lower quality, it doesn't mean you have to stay at the lower quality, but you know, some quality and some extra is better than none at all. So you have to start somewhere. Everything starts somewhere. So, you know, not saying that the lower qualities are not useful. If they're the only thing you can afford, then use them. That's my personal opinion, you know, which may be different from all the gurus or whatever. But, you know, some is better than none is the way I look at it. So the next thing is being able to find the whey protein that you chose every time that you need it. It needs to be that accessible, because this is something that's going to become integral or basically a part of your routine from henceforth until you decide that it's no longer useful for you. So you want to make sure you can get the product that you really like all the time. So check into stocks at your store. You know, you could just peruse when you go through the aisle and you picking up your protein bars or your you know, other bars, Cliff Bar, you know, all kind of bars that they have up there now, but that are very good and good for you. Luna bars, etc. Check any of those out. They didn't pay me to do that. I just threw out some names that I've seen down the aisle as I'm going, so you can know, you know, that you're in the right area. So you want to find those, or vitamins, and usually that's where the whey protein products are at. Usually if you're at Walmart, the pharmacy area, you know, grocery, you know, maybe where they may have diet foods or that, etc. So you can look for things or medicines in the pharmacy area as well. So those are some key places to look. But just keep an eye and see if you see it all the time. Every time you go in, do you see that thing there? Is it currently stocked? Look at dates. You know, also see if it's coming off the shelf or other people using them. That can tell you a good idea that it might be a good product to try if you see it constantly going off the shelves and people are using it. So, you know, that's ways that are free, just to, you know, be able to get a good idea of what may be good for you. So for the fifth thing that I was going over at the very beginning of all this, that we ran through fairly fast, is flavor and taste. Once again, very important, pretty much self-explanatory, so I won't say too much more about that, but you know, if it tastes good, more likely you're going to use it. I was just thinking as we were going through that, you know, I might have a couple more tips for you guys to give you a really great, you know, nudge towards finding what is good for you. So what I'm going to do is definitely give you two more bonus tips. for, you know, YouTube land. So here's what I come up with is you need to kind of match up what you're doing athletic wise or exercise wise, whether you're sedentary, etc., etc. Whether you have dietary needs that need to be met. With diabetic, you don't need very much sugar or carbs. Those type things can also narrow your search down even further, because if you're a diabetic, you can't have very much sugar, so, and carbs turn into sugar, so both of those are things you kind of want to stay away from. And they do make whey protein products that are conducive or that are feasible for a diabetic to use. Once again, you know, you consult your doctor for all those, you know, deep questions about illnesses and things of that sort. Consult your doctor before you make any kind of changes. That's always self-explanatory, but I say it, you know, because I want you guys to be safe. So, you know, if you're a vegan, there are vegetable options as well. So there are so many different kinds out there that, you know, you just have to kind of do your research. I hope all of these tips will help you really on your search to find the best whey protein product for yourself, along with the reviews that we'll be having coming up soon. So we want you to check us out with those, and keep in mind that they're on their way to you as soon as I can get them out. Just so many ideas about how to bring this information to you, and a lot of trials, true. So, you know, down below in the comment section, tell me how I'm doing. Tell me if you need me to speak clear, or you need me to explain more on some of the specific topics, which I can do other videos for. I have no problem. So try that for me, and I would greatly appreciate it, because it helps me get better at doing this, and I'm having so much fun, and it's all for you. And I just get kind of like the cherry on top, because I'm helping others, and that's what I really want. So for that final bonus that I was going to give you, goes back to purity. Check for ingredients to make sure they're on the up and on par with what you have going on, and the things that you plan on doing, and or will do. You have to look at the future as well, because if it's something that you decide that you want to cycle, and you're not going to enter an event for 5 months from now, but you're taking in your protein and on a consistent basis, and not knowing now could hurt you later on. So definitely check out your ingredients for that matter, and know that, you know, the first, you know, 3 to 5 ingredients are usually the major ingredients when you're reading the labels on the products. So that's a good idea of what the main characters, so to speak, are within each container that you choose to try. So just be aware of those different ingredients, so you can keep yourself safe and still going in whatever athletic or non-athletic, because a lot of people like me who, by the way, has lost another 5 pounds on that Brookins program. Thank you, Brooks. That's a shout out to you and your team for putting a quality product out. It's one of the best buys that I've bought. Is kept me on point. I admit I haven't been able to exercise as much on the last couple months as much as I want to, but I'm still getting in as much as I can. And Paula has bought us a little home weight set so that we can get some sets in here at the house if we don't make it to the gym, so I don't get that guilty feeling. There you go, quick update about how we're doing on that. There's more to come. Like I said, we will be going more into proteins, protein synthesis, amino acids, and their functions and how they help us, and how to get more of them. And once again, most of them can be found in a lot of these whey protein products, so check those out. But there are other products as well that also carry these amino acids. You will see BCAA, which are branched chain amino acids, which are the ones that are very good for muscle building, so we'll go into that. It's just so much that I have planned for you. I get so excited and so ready and so pumped to get this stuff out to you. I'm so stoked that you're still watching, and hopefully you tell a friend and they'll subscribe below, click, when you share to them from down below. Go to some of our other sites because we have other content that pertains to this particular channel, but broken down into more specific niches that deal with different things such as nutrition, food, and how we change certain family favorites to calorie friendly, protein friendly, macro friendly creations that we love and that our friends and family love, that we want to share with you. Without making this too much longer, check the links below and check us out at some of our other stuff. And we appreciate all that you've done for us, and keep on doing. Once again, top 5 things to look for when you're choosing your whey protein product. And this is the S&P, and I am Sean, and this is Deuces. See you later. Much love. Pieces. Y'all have a great day and many blessings. Ciao.